Alright guys, so the Extreme Z area grind continues for your boy. The next unit I am going to rainbow in preparation for taking down Extreme Z area is this TEQ Piccolo right here. Now this Piccolo has actually been around for a very, very long time. He is one of the first units you are able to pull from that starter, 5-stone summon that you're able to do. You can get the dupes from him in the Baba shop. Now, he does reduce damage by 50% when guard is activated, so if Piccolo is fighting an AGL enemy, he's going to take 50% less damage, which is very, very helpful. Especially in this Extreme Z area, going up against the very first stage, which is that AGL Super Saiyan Goku, who is AGL. This Piccolo will come in big time handy. And that first stage is going to be the hardest, by the way, because the best leader for the event is that Super Saiyan Goku. And then obviously you can't use him at his full potential with his full EZA leader skill until you complete that first stage in its entirety. So it's important. This Piccolo is actually going to be a very important piece. Now, the good news is you don't need to give him dupes for sure. Like, you're not going to need to put orbs and stuff in him for him to be very, very good in that first stage. So this guy will be readily available and very easy to get for any players out there. Now, the unfortunate thing about him is that he only is on 3 category teams, and 2 of them are led by other Piccolo units. The Namekian category has 2 different Piccolo leaders, and then the rival category is only led by Piccolo. Good thing, though, that the future Gohan-led Master and Student Bond category just came out, so we can go ahead and hop onto there with our boy Piccolo. Alright guys, so here we are on the Master and Student Bond team with our boy Piccolo. So he's not going to be great in this first rotation going up against an STR type unit right here. This will not be good for our boy Piccolo, but after this, once we get to AGL, his defensive abilities will be able to kick in. This Piccolo, though, really, like, he's not a great unit to showcase in, like, a Dokkan event like this. Where he'll be good is events that you know you're going to... Oh, yeah, 250,000. This Piccolo, by the way, I think he might have the lowest attack stat of any Rainbow unit in the game. I think he does. I'd have to double check that, but he's right there, because his attack stat is, what, like 8,500 or something? Let me see. His attack stat, yeah, 8,800. That may be the lowest attack stat of any Rainbow unit in Dokkan. I think it is. But again, let me go ahead and double check that at some point. So this Piccolo is not going to be about doing damage, right? I actually think this Piccolo is a pretty good option for free-to-play players in Dokkan Battlefield, because anytime you're going up against an AGL enemy, he's just going to cut the damage in half. And then I feel like a lot of times lowering attack does work in Dokkan Battlefield as well. So, those 2 factors will definitely make him a useful unit in, like, Dokkan Battlefield. So, him... And then the other one I recommended for free-to-play players is the Android 16, the Int one, who ended up being useful for Extreme Z area, the first one, the Goku and Gohan and the Vegeta and Trunks one. Okay, so anything Hirudegarn does, Piccolo should mop it up nicely. Yeah, this shouldn't do too much damage, because again, Piccolo will cut it in half by 50%. Yep, 6,600 is absolutely nothing. His attack set is up to 300,000. That's pretty bad, because we have 2 support type units on rotation. Obviously, Future Gohan does function as a 30% support type unit for all Master and Student Bond category characters, which Piccolo is. And then, we also have Raw, who gives 40% attack as well. So, not the best look for Piccolo. His attack stats are pretty low. We'll keep going, and we'll get this. Wow, Hirudegarn's just not dodging today. I mean, I'm fine with that. We'll keep going, and let's go ahead and get this LRB Pan active skill. Because once we have her, use that, we could see Piccolo, I guess, get his sort of, like, highest attack number. I doubt it'll be anything too impressive, but it could be. Also, another good rotation for our boy Piccolo is going to be this blue Vegeta into Future Gohan, and then, of course, also Piccolo, because Future Gohan is going to give experienced fighters to Piccolo, which is probably Piccolo's best link, I would imagine. And then Piccolo also has Prodigies, which he'd be able to get with that TEQ Blue Vegeta. So that would be a pretty good rotation of TEQ Blue Vegeta in slot 1, Piccolo slot 2, and then in slot 3 we would have Future Gohan. Piccolo may be able to get a... Well, nah, he's probably not going to get a higher attack set there than he would with LRB Pan, but then again, it's not exactly like he hits super hard. Looks like he also super attacks at... I think it's 9 key he super attacks at. That is actually very helpful, by the way, for the Extreme Z area, where key, of course, is going to be an issue. So like, again, for literally the one area you're actually really going to want him to have that, it is going to be useful, the Extreme Z area. So that's not bad. That's not bad. That's actually a very helpful thing that he'll have. Again, I'm going to use a couple of tech units. The Tech Super Saiyan 2 Goku, this Tech Piccolo. I have not decided if I'm going to rainbow both Tech Super Saiyan Vegeta and Tech Majin Vegeta. I'll probably rainbow at least one of the two and kind of like look at my options there. But I guess I do want to kind of get as many... Okay, so he's at the 300k attack set. But I do want to get as many of them available to go as I can. Going into that Extreme Z area, because I do want to go through with a lot of the different units and like see how well they function in there, see the different like team builds we could sort of rock. Because again, there's just so many characters that you're able to use in this one, and like honestly, so many bad characters that you're able to use here that just really are like fodder level characters, unfortunately. So it's going to be interesting to see which ones can really be good. And obviously, any type advantage you can have for these events is the most important thing. So any tech units in the first stage are going to be huge. Any physical units in the second stage will be huge, which is good because Hachiak, one of the required units, is physical. So he'll be really good in the second stage. And then SDR units in the last stage. So SDR Maju gets to be good. That SDR Super Saiyan Gohan, who I may actually rainbow. And then there's also the STR Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, who I also might rainbow. Again, I'm going to look at these. Good thing that there was just a world tournament, so I have just a dearth of orbs ready to go ahead and build these units up. Okay, so let's see what attacks that Piccolo gets on this rotation with Blue Vegeta supering first. Then, of course, we have our boy Piccolo, and then we have Future Gohan, because Blue Vegeta has a support type passive, and then he also is going to be able to support from a super attack. Yeah, 336k, not bad. So there's our boy Piccolo. Hirudegarn at this point, he's just dodging everything. Y'all know how Hirudegarn can be sometimes. He's just like, nah, I don't really feel like getting hit today. That's basically what Hirudegarn is. But this Piccolo, again, unlike some of these other units like Hachiak, and stuff like that, like where it's like, wow, there's just no point for this guy. This Tech Piccolo, despite the fact that he's so old, is actually kind of a valuable unit, in certain different areas. Again, Dokkan Battlefield, and then this Extreme Z area are two places where he will be very, very good. So sort of keep that in mind. All right, now let's go ahead and move into his breakdown. All right, so this is Ace Up the Sleeve Piccolo. That name is very fitting considering he is pretty good, in certain aspects there. His leader skill is all types attack plus 20%, yeah. Taking a look at a lot of units lately that have these low, like, terrible leader skills, units that came out 4 and 5 years ago, just craziness. His super attack is the Special Beam Cannon, which does huge damage and lowers attack. So you don't see huge damage very often, if at ever. Piccolo wasn't doing a lot of damage, but again, that lowers attack. That's pretty good. And Piccolo, had to have been one of the earliest units with lowering attack. His passive skill, Training Vindicated, is damage received minus 50% when guard is activated. So that's like what's really useful about this guy. And that is something that will be very good for him moving forward, really, because him and then of course that other unit, the Int Android 16, them having that minus 50% is just very, very good. Provided it's against type advantage, right? Then his links are Z Fighters, Prodigies, Experienced Fighters, Namekians, and Gaze of Respect. So doesn't have a lot of links, but he does have Experienced Fighters, Prodigies, and Z Fighters. Links that aren't really that difficult for him to activate. His 12Q multiplier is 115%, which is yikes. In the meantime, I double checked, and the unit that has the lowest attack stat in the game at the rainbow level is the Kimono Android 18, right? This unit right here, which released, for New Year's 2 years ago? Go ahead and pull this unit up right here. She has the lowest attack stat in the game, because she would only get plus 3,000 right there, which would take her up to 8,770, which of course is lower than Piccolo's 8,821. And then Piccolo is also on 3 category teams, but unfortunately, the Namekian team, you could run Nail as leader, I guess, but then that's a hampered team. The team still would be pretty good because you could bring a friend. Dokkan Fest Piccolo plus Nail would be really good. The issue is Dokkan Fest Piccolos aren't out there to use as friends. They don't exist. So good luck with that. Basically, this Piccolo is not going to be useful on the Namekian team. Then over here, he is also on the rival team, but unfortunately, the rival team doesn't even have any sub-leader whatsoever. It's literally only Piccolo. There's no sub-category leader for that category as of this moment. And then finally, he's on the Master and Student Bond team. This, of course, is where he's going to be at his best. A lot of these Piccolo units actually are kind of solid on this Master and Student Bond team, like the EZA Piccolo. I think he's actually very, very good. That physical one, because he gives such massive defense, and then he also is strong on that Master and Student Bond team. I like it a lot. So there we go. There's this TEQ Piccolo. Unlike some of these units like Hachiyak, I do not regret rainbowing this Piccolo whatsoever. He will be useful at points in the future. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.